Oigan, para todos tres. So you look.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you to Tampa, or as they call it around here, Champa Bay, City of Champions. This is the final press conference for Paul versus Woodley 2. And they promise that on Saturday, December 18th, they will leave no doubt as to who is the winner between these two fierce competitors. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. And on Saturday, December 18th, at the Emily Arena, these two will run it back. Paul versus Woodley. Leave no doubt. There are some tickets still available. You can purchase them through emilyarena.com, but they're expecting a sellout of more than 16,000 to pack the arena. This will also end what has become an unprecedented year for Showtime Championship Boxing as we close out the year with an explosive fight between two guys who want to run it back. Showtime has been the undisputed leader in showing boxing, and we can't wait to cap it off with these guys going right back at it. It's going to be a 4-fight pay-per-view card that comes your way on Showtime pay-per-view. We'll kick things off at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. The fight's going to be distributed to basically countries around the world. You can purchase the fight through cable, satellite. Also, we are streaming it on the Showtime app. You can get it through showtime.com/PPV. It's also available Canada, Europe, Australia, Latin America. The event is produced and presented by Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions, along with Showtime Sports. It's also in association with Tony and Bryce Holden of Holden Productions. We're going to talk to the fighters here about why they're running this one back. Get some thoughts from everybody. We'll allow members of the media. I know you have questions. We'll get to those as well. But let me begin with the fight that will come your way in the arena. It'll be off the TV, but it's on the undercard. 8 rounds, super middleweight fight. Anthony Taylor taking on Chris Avila. And, Chris, let me start with you because, you and Anthony, of course, fought in MMA. You won that fight by decision. What can you take from that fight into this boxing rematch?
Nothing new. I'm just going to come in there and do what I do.
All right, Anthony. Fought Tommy Fury last time we saw you.
Spanked him, Bellator.
On this card. What can you take from that fight that's going to help you in this one?
Oh man, since the Tommy Fury fight, fought twice in Mexico, brushing up my skills. I'm a lot sharper, a lot faster, a lot better, a lot sexier now than ever.
Facts.
Chris Avila.
You looking good.
Thank you, sir. Chris Avila ain't got nothing on me. Him and Cameron Diaz, a.k.a. Nathan Diaz Army, they ain't got nothing on me. I'm coming in with ferocious everything. I'm coming to knock him out first round to leave a statement, He's a nobody. I already beat him last time in the cage, smacked him up. Him and Nate tried to jump me, him and his boys, but that didn't happen because I have my team. But come this Saturday, he's going down.
Chris, any response?
Ain't about to do shit.
You sound like Nate, slurring like a dummy.
That's a fight that's going to be on the undercard. That's what we got for you as we jump into this. Now we get to the television portion of the fight card on this pay-per-view. And we've got Liam Perro, Yomar Alamo. And this is a really good fight for the simple fact that you've got 2 unbeaten fighters here going at it. And Liam, let me start with you because you're making basically your U.S. debut here on Saturday. It's my understanding that, listen, you've sparred with the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Rolly Romero, all in preparation for this fight. And the last lawsuit that we saw come here in the States and shock the world was Teofimo Lopez when he fought George Kambosos, and we know what George Kambosos did to him. What are the same chances that you do the same thing to Yomar Alamo?
Yeah, exactly right. I've had a perfect camp. You just named the guys I was sparring with. So Saturday night, I'm going to go in there. It's going to look like an absolute mismatch. I guarantee you, I'm going to make it explode onto the international scene in a big way.
You know, I thought it was interesting. You know, you told the media, quote, "This fight may look even on paper, but as soon as the bell rings, it's going to look like a mismatch." Tell us why.
Correct. You know, you will see Saturday night. You know, I'm world class. I'm coming for the whole 140-pound division, and after Saturday night, I'm putting it all on notice. And this is the start. This is the sculpt I'm going to take. Yoma Alamo's the first one, and I'm going to do it in devastating fashion.
Yomar, he says, listen, this fight is going to be a mismatch because of his skills. What's your response to that? Martin Bader would do the translation.
Yomar, bueno, acá tu rival dice que esta pelea no va a ser pareja para nada, que él te va a abrumar y que va a poner al mundo en noticia de que él es el mejor de los dos. ¿Qué le respondes?
Pues mira, él tiene, ¿verdad?, el libre albedrío de comentar lo que él quiera. Sí deben entender que soy un gran peleador, por algo ostento el título latino de la OMB, por algo fui campeón nabo de la OMB y por algo ya aquí tengo un invito a Kendo Castañeda, boxeador de Roy Jones Jr. Y estamos listos para cualquier adversidad y que venga preparado porque aquí también lo estamos.
He can say whatever he wants, but what he also has to do is respect the fact that I'm the Latin WBO champion, that I took on a disciple of Roy Jones Jr. like Castañeda, and I took away his unbeaten status. So he has to respect me, he has to know that it's not going to be easy, and I'm coming for it all as well.
Eso es lo más que me gusta de mí como boxeador, que muchas personas me subestiman. Y nada, en el ring solo estamos la persona y yo, y hay que dar lo mejor.
I love it when people underestimate me, but in the end, inside the ring, it's just me and him, and I'm going to show him what I'm all about.
Last but not least, Yomar, let's be honest, you look at you guys' record, you've certainly faced the harder opposition. Do you believe Pero is on your level?
Bueno, los rivales a los que vos has enfrentado son los más difíciles comparado de los dos. ¿Crees que Paro está a tu nivel?
Pues mira, nosotros nos preparamos para cualquier rival. Aquí no hay enemigo pequeño. Como dice el refrán, hay que ir preparado, hay que ir listo. No sabemos si él está a la calidad y rivalidad de los oponentes anteriores. Solo sabemos que hay que prepararnos bien y vamos a obtener esta victoria, de seguro.
We're not about to underestimate anybody. There are no small opponents. You always have to be ready. You always have to be prepped for whatever is to come. But I can guarantee you something. We're going to come out with the win.
That's the first televised fight on this pay-per-view card. And then we get to a unique boxing match because you have football meeting basketball. Frank Gore, third all-time leading rusher in the NFL, five-time Pro Bowler, played in the Super Bowl. He's going to be taking on Darren Williams, Olympic gold medalist, three-time All-Star in the NBA. Frank, listen, I know you love the sport. I know that you love the sweet science. You've trained in it. You've sparred professional fighters. What is Darren Williams in the boxing public going to find out Saturday night here in Tampa?
Well, first I would like to say thanks to Jake and his team for putting me on the Showtime card. I'm very excited about this opportunity. But a lot of people gonna really be surprised with my skill set. You know, I took this 8-week real serious. I always wanted to do this. And I'm gonna show the world that I got boxing skills come Saturday night.
Darren, same question to you. I don't know if people know this, but you love fighting. Grew up as a wrestler, own an MMA gym. So this is nothing that's new to you. What's Frank Gore in the boxing public going to find out about Darren Williams come Saturday night?
I think there's a stigmatism about, basketball players, being a little soft. And, I'm here to show that's not the case, I've been training for a while, MMA, stand-up, and, making the switch to boxing has been a process that I've enjoyed. And I've taken this camp very seriously, and you're going to see that on Saturday.
Frank, there's a lot of people who are going to be tuning in, people paying hardcore money to come to this thing. What can you guarantee them that they're going to get when they watch you and Darren Williams fight?
Well, I think it would be a good fight. Like I said, I respect my opponent. I don't look at Darren as a basketball player. But I feel like any guy who get in the ring, got some type of toughness. He been around fighting, been doing MMA, wrestling, so I know that he got some type of toughness. But like I said, I'm ready. I train my behind off, and they're gonna see some good stuff. They're gonna see some good stuff.
Darren, we'll wrap it up with you. Same thing. What can you guarantee that those people are going to get when they see you in the ring?
Yeah, I think that, there's two guys who are high-level athletes in their respective sports, who have decided to dedicate themselves to the sport of boxing. And, I think that it's an interesting fight because neither one of us has a fight. There's not tape on us. So you just have to tune in December 18th to see what happens.
So there you go. We start the night off, 2 unbeaten fighters. And then we go into a boxing debut, 2 professional athletes. And then we come to the co-main event. And what an event we had. Miriam Gutierrez, 14-1, 5 knockouts from Madrid, Spain. She's also won here, making her debut here in the States. And what a task she's got in front of her, because she has, arguably pound for pound, the best female fighter walking this planet, Amanda Serrano, the real deal, 41-1-1. 30 of those wins have come by knockout. The unified featherweight champion. She's won titles in 7 different weight divisions, second only to Manny Pacquiao. And I'm talking both male, female. She is at the elite when it comes to fighting. She enters this fight on a 27-fight winning streak. 21 of those have come by stoppage. She probably can't even remember the last time she even suffered defeat. It's been almost a decade since she's even seen a loss. That said, champ, what's the importance of this fight for you come Saturday?
Well, this fight is very important. Miriam is a tough, durable, big fighter, and she took the task of fighting me, and I had to get through Miriam this night. I know she's coming to it's been a lot of upsets lately, and I know she wants to come in and do the same thing, but I've trained super hard, and I know Miriam is a tough girl, and it's going to be a great night.
Listen, there's no secret. Miriam fought Katie Taylor. I know you want to fight Katie Taylor. How much is this a test for you to say, okay, let's see if I have the goods to fight a Katie Taylor, because I'm sure she's going to be watching this fight.
You know what? We know Miriam is a tough fighter because she went the distance with Katie, and I know Miriam is she's a durable fighter and she's strong. So we have to go out there and just win this fight, perform to our best abilities to just to go on to the next one. But no disrespect to Miriam, I've been training really, really hard to her. I don't want to no more questions about Katie Taylor. 2 days out of the fight. My whole training camp has been concentrating on Miriam, and she's my focus come Saturday night, Miriam.
Miriam, all your fights have been in Europe. What are your feelings fighting for this here in the States for the first time and against Amanda Serrano?
Miriam, todas tus peleas han sido en Europa. ¿Cómo te sentís peleando en Estados Unidos por primera vez y contra una rival del calibre de Amanda Serrano?
Pues la verdad es que es una experiencia increíble y más con Amanda Serrano, que es campeona en 7 categorías, que está bastante, es increíble. Y al final, bueno, vienes aquí porque quieres pelear con las mejores, sé que ella es una de ellas, al igual que peleé con Katie Taylor en su día, a pesar de las diferentes circunstancias. Porque cuando yo peleé con Kitty estaba totalmente todo cerrado y los entrenamientos eran totalmente de otra manera y no podíamos salir de casa por las circunstancias que teníamos mundialmente. O sea que ahora mismo quiero disfrutar de esta gran velada, de esa gran pelea que viene y lo que venga, que estamos preparados para lo que sea.
This is an amazing experience, and to have that experience against a 7-division world champion like Amanda Serrano is just amazing. And I'm here to fight the best. I fought against Katie Taylor, but under different circumstances. It was really the pandemic, everything was closed, training was different, it was harder. So now I'm just here to enjoy the entirety of the experience, the fans, the atmosphere, and I love every single second of it.
Miriam, and listen, you heard Amanda say she wants no more questions about Katie Taylor because she's fighting you. But she told the boxing scene, I think this is a good test for me. She fought Katie Taylor, and this is a good test to see where I am in relation to that fight. I don't want to say she's a stepping stone, but this is something where I can see where I am with that fight on the horizon. Do you see yourself as a test for Katie Taylor? How do you see this fight?
Bueno, sabemos que Amanda no quiere hablar más de Katie Taylor, pero sí le había dicho a la prensa que quiere ver cómo vos sos como prueba comparado con Katie, ¿no? ¿Vos crees que ese es el caso de que te ves como una prueba similar a lo que podría ser Katie Taylor para ella?
Cada boxeador es de un boxeador diferente, no tiene nada que ver. Yo soy de una manera, Amanda de otra manera, Kitty de otra manera, y depende también de las circunstancias. Yo no soy una persona que, no sé, se ha brindado esta oportunidad. Sinceramente nos preparamos para los mejores. Sí, poder pelear con ella para mí es una grandísima oportunidad también de poder medirme y nada, trabajamos para ello.
Every fighter is different. I'm one way, Amanda's another way. Katie is different than both of us. And to me, the bottom line is that I prepare to fight against the best. Amanda is also going to be a great test for me. I want to see what I'm all about. And that's what this sport is all about. I want the biggest challenges, and I'm ready for anything that comes my way.
Amanda, we'll wrap it up with this. This is interesting, you fighting at 135. We already know you bring it at 126, but now 135, bigger opponents. Is there a piece of you too that says, I want to see how I do it this weight and if I can stop some of these women at 135?
Well, I have a couple of fights at 135 and a couple of stoppages
Yes.
at 135.
Yeah.
You know, my
But it's
power,
been a while.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. But my power is real. I take it wherever I go in any division I go to. But yeah, it's a test. I know this girl. She's a natural 135 pounder. She's a little taller than me. So yeah, it's definitely a test for me too to go out there and like you said, it's been a while. So I have to test my power once again.
Miriam, we'll wrap it up with this. Reading up on you, I found out that you have a foundation you started based on something, unfortunately, that happened to a number of women in this country and around the world. Can you tell the people what your foundation is, why you started it, because of what happened to you?
Bueno, Brian estuvo leyendo sobre vos y le impresionó que tenés una fundación de una cosa muy linda que ayuda a gente de algo que desafortunadamente le pasa a mucha gente alrededor del mundo. Contanos un poco de qué se trata esa fundación y qué te motivó a fundarla.
Bueno, la verdad es que yo no la fundé, fue mi entrenador, Jerónimo García, donde podemos ayudar a un montón de personas con exclusión social, donde se les aporta ciertas circunstancias, el poder practicar el deporte nuestro, que es el boxeo. Gente que no tiene ese tipo de recursos, poder darle unos guantes, un espacio para poder disfrutar de ese tipo de deporte que es el que nosotros estamos a gusto y disfrutamos de él.
The foundation is all about preventing social exclusion. It was founded by my trainer, Jerónimo Garcia, and it's about giving people the tools to cope with what social exclusion doesn't give them. We want to give them a space to be themselves. We want to give them a pair of gloves and a space to feel safe more than anything. Preventing social exclusion and making them part of an inclusive atmosphere.
Fantastic. That, absolutely. She suffered from domestic violence from someone who was very close to her. And out of that, she started her foundation. So, congratulations. Great thing you doing that.
Felicitaciones por haber fundado fundación, y él contaba sobre cómo tuviste el problema de violencia doméstica y te sobrepusiste a eso, y por eso te está felicitando.
All right. Now we get to the main event. We've got the chosen one and a problem child. Jake Paul, 4-0, 3 knockouts. Tyron Woodley, second professional fight. Jake, we'll start with you. I guess the first question is, what were your thoughts when Tommy Fury all of a sudden pulls out of the fight last week? He says because, obviously he had a medical condition going on, and then all of a sudden, Tyron Woodley is your opponent again. What went through your mind?
I just thought to myself, it's funny how these professionals, like Tommy Fury, who's considered a professional boxer, gets sick, breaks a rib, and doesn't want to fight. I fought sick, I fought hurt. You got to go in there and get the job done. And then they're like, oh, you got Tyron Woodley now, no problem. That's why I got the ski mask on. They're going to give me a big bag to go and beat the guy I already beat. It's a bank robbery.
I see you got a belt here. Says the most valuable boxer. Jake Paul. Is that belt for you? Or is that for the most valuable boxer of the night? Explain the belt for us.
This belt is for me. That's why it says for Jake Paul right here. But this is the most valuable boxer belt, designed by Alec Monopoly. We got a diamond Rolex on the side, a diamond Cartier on the side, and then the Hermes Birkin bag sewn into the side for the most valuable boxer of this generation.
The chosen one, Tyron Woodley. So, Tyron, you get another crack at Jake. You were already training for a fight. And then all of a sudden last week, you get the call like, hey, do you want to run it back? Give me your thoughts. Did you think this would happen? And what were your thoughts when you actually got the call last week?
My thoughts when I got the call is that, things happen for a reason. I think this is all a part of alignment. And, it's been times in my mixed martial art career where, we get a fight done and we always think we need a break, we need to go on a vacation, and we need to just download, because the training camp takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of PR. And something told me this fight wasn't going to happen. Something didn't sit right with me about the Tommy Fury matchup. It didn't make a lot of sense. I didn't think people were as excited about the Tommy Fury fight as they were with me and Jake. So I flew my coaches into town end of September. I said, this fight ain't going to happen. I said, this fight will not happen. I said, my spirit is telling me it's not going to happen. So we started training. Not really as a replacement, but training because I just didn't feel like the fight was going to happen. So when I got the call, the sentence wasn't even finished before I was in. So I'm just excited about the opportunity to go out and redeem myself. We found out a lot about each other that night in the ring. Some mutual respect, but it's still some unfinished business.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you guys did the bet thing. Do we have another bet going on here this time, Jake?
We just added to his contract that if he can knock me out, he'll get $500K bonus on top. So that's that. I don't need nothing. I already got everything.
Does that...
I just bet I beat his ass. That's my bet.
I'm a eat your ass. I'm a beat your ass.
I'm not falling for that.
You want them? Nah,
luckily, we're on Showtime. It's okay. It's okay. It begs this question though. I'll start with you, Tyron. I rewatched the fight, and I think the question I think a number of people come away with was, fourth round, you almost knocked this man in the front row. Why didn't you finish him?
You know, one thing that you got to recognize in this sport is, you know, when people are down and wounded, they make the comment that when somebody backs against a wall, when somebody's like a wounded dog, you got to be patient. You got to be patient on trying to finish that deal off because Jake has shown in his fights. You watch the Nate Robinson fight. You watch even when he knocked out Ben Askren, he wasn't really looking at them at the time. You know, they walked forward. He looked like he was going to load it on Ben's body, and then he came over the top. They ran in and rushed into a right hand. So, you know, you got to respect power. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like he don't have power. He does have power, and I have power. That's why you guys want to watch this fight again. So when I was looking at that, I actually punched him into, he was under the first rope, land on the second rope, hooked on the third rope, and sitting on the fourth rope. And we went into the boxing ring earlier that day, and we noticed how tall the top rope was. It was really at the back of my head. And at that point, we started measuring the second and the third rope. And that rope, those ropes are kind of really loose. So they went to tighten the rope up. And to be honest, when I punched him, he actually sprung back into the ring based upon the second and third rope. So when I was going to punch him for the second time, you know, I don't go out there and cry over spilled milk. Like Jake said, he had an injury. Most fighters fight with injuries. You train your ass off. Most of the injuries come into training. And when you sign a contract and you walk in there, you don't cry fit. You don't go in there and complain about it. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. You don't make excuses afterwards. But when he came back in, I was trying to punch him again. I actually wrapped around his back. And I felt like my elbow was a little bit of hyperextended. So I said, Tyron, walk him down. Get in his face. You're in better shape. He's backing up. And I was punching and trying to make him punch back so I can counter-punch him. But I really didn't feel like it was time for me to just go in there with an avalanche of punches. He was hurt, but he wasn't to the point where he was dangling around and his legs were shaking. So hindsight is 20/20. I could have went in there and threw a barrage of punches that he could have came with that right hand that we saw. He could have came with the left hook. Maybe I could have did more. Maybe I could have been a little bit more active, but we're in there. You know what I mean? We're in there. We see what we see, and I gotta go off my experience on what I saw. My last UFC fight, I hit the guy, and he had Bambi legs, and I said, it's over with. And I went in there for the kill. And when I did that, he clipped me with a shot. And, you know, I wasn't thinking about let's be safe, but you got to be a professional out here. You know, this is a young kid. He hasn't really went a long fight ever. This is the first time he ever went more than 2 or 3 rounds, right? His chin has not been hit that often. He's going to be able to take a punch. So those are the things that an experienced fighter think about. So I know people wanted to see, it was more so people wanted to see me knock him out for them. You know, and I think that's why everybody, oh, you shoulda, woulda, coulda. I want to see you guys get in there and do it.
Jake, I think it's important to debunk something that came about after that first fight. There was this rumor going on. There was a clause in the first fight that you couldn't be knocked out. And that was the reason why Tyron didn't go for the knockout in the 4th round after he took out. But you just said there's an extra $500,000 if he does knock you out. Tell me why you said, okay, let me up the ante.
I guess my career has just become shutting people the fuck up. And this is just another version of that. So, up the ante, prove that there's no knockout clause. The fact that people think that they're idiots, and I'm willing to put money on it. That's it.
I appreciate the half a bag. I'm going to throw in some crypto.
Does that put any more pressure on you to try to get the knockout?
Absolutely not. If you go to the recreational center, you play some one-on-one basketball with a guy, he beats you 7 rounds to 1, or 7 points to 1, however you want to look at it. And then you come back next Thursday and you want to beat that guy in one-on-one basketball, just because he is going to pay you to beat him doesn't mean you can. I'm not nervous at all about that. If anything, it's my advantage. He's going to come out, try to knock me out. And like he just said, he's going to get caught because he respects my power. A lot of people online were saying, why didn't you finish him? Why didn't you finish him? Because Tyron felt my power in the 1st round, and he knew that if he walked into that shit, it's on the canvas. I hurt him multiple times in that fight, but for some reason people don't want to talk about that.
When did the referee ever come towards my way to save my life? When did you hurt me? When did you nearly put me to the canvas?
7th round, overhand right.
Yeah, you know
Picture
what
that's on
happened
my
after you did overhand
Instagram
right?
with your head
Got
going.
back in your face like
and you
Terminator.
fell forward into my arms and I caught you. I saved your life. But
Guess
not this
what?
time.
Every time I hit you, you ran.
Not
Every
this
time you
time.
hit me, I walked you down. I got back in your face. So when you hit me, it actually made me even more pissed off. So at the end of the day, I don't know where that analogy came from with the basketball game. You lost me and everybody in this room because you definitely didn't win 7 rounds, number one. Number two, why didn't you knock me out? If you hit me with the hardest shots, why didn't it make me back up? Why were you the one to run it the whole time?
So it begs the question, and we'll wrap it up with this.
Let him answer that.
I said, no, 100%. I didn't hit you with my best shot. And that's the beauty of this fight coming in. And that's why I'm so confident.
What was you
I didn't hit you with my best shot. It was a bad night and I still beat you.
It was a bad night?
And you should be embarrassed by that because I beat you on a bad
Saturday's
night.
gonna be a bad
my
night.
first time going 8 rounds.
That was a
getting
Christmas
hit by a
gift.
10-ounce glove.
August
So,
29th was a Christmas.
You don't know.
December
How about
18th,
this?
You don't know
Saturday
what's
night is gonna be a bad
Hold on,
night.
we'll wrap it up. How will you be different this time around?
You'll see. Enough with the talking. We're 2 days away. Everyone can tune the fucking showtime.com/pay-per-view. Fucking be there. Otherwise, you're missing out on one of the greatest fights ever. Thank you.
Tyron, how will you be different?
I don't need to be different. I just need to go out there and get it done this time. I needed more time the last time. This time I'm getting some extension to that last fight. So I'm going to get the round done. This is the round 9 to me.
Here we go, folks. Leave no doubt. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, Showtime pay-per-view. I know members of the media have got questions. We got a mic. We just ask that you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and who you're with.
This question is for Frank Gore. I'm Greg Ivory with Bleacher Report Betting. I'm riding with you. Me and the BR Bet is riding with you on Saturday, but you the underdog. So what do you got to say to the people that's betting against you, Frank?
Man, I've been underdog all my life, bro. I'm okay with it. I will say, like I said before, I train real hard. I've been around this sport for a long time, and the world gonna see my type of skills I got in the boxing ring.
Mark Raimondi for ESPN. I just wanted to ask Anthony Taylor a question. When this fight was first booked with Chris Avila, you posted on Instagram that you're not a fan of the Diaz brothers, Team Diaz, and you don't like anything that they stand for. Could you elaborate on what that means?
Well, stating back to the last time I fought Chris Avila, when I smacked him up in a cage, Nate, a.k.a. Cameron Diaz, didn't like the fact that I beat his butt buddy. So Nate got butt hurt, threw a water bottle at me. Him and his group tried to jump me. From there on, it's been beef like that. Now I got the opportunity to shut him up again. And if Nate want the problem, we can settle it somewhere elsewhere. But, I'm coming into this fight with a whole new skill set, dominant. I'm going to show you guys why I transitioned over from MMA to boxing.
And then just for Chris, any response to what Anthony said, and how do you see the fight going on Saturday night?
It's an 8-round fight, and it's gonna play into my advantage. He ain't got what it takes, so he can say what he wants. And the last fight when we did fight, he didn't do shit. You can watch it again, and all he did was run. He didn't engage. He probably ain't gonna do the same shit on Saturday. So
The only thing you engage in is pot smoking, bro. You not even a fighter. You like 8 and 9, bro. You suck, bro. Like, I swear to God,
this guy's just mad because all my homies already whooped his ass and punked him all over the place.
Yeah, but I got that W on my name, not yours. You're a has-been, bro. You're a drummer boy, bro. Like, you a nobody. Like, you lucky to be on this card because of me. Come on, bro. Because of me.
I put this dude on too.
Come on. They put you on, bro. Your boyfriend put you on, bro.
He went on to fight Tommy Fury, whatever.
Man, stop playing
fighter,
stock
got put on.
You ain't about that life.
Go ahead.
You're a gangster.
Ask your question.
Hi, Caroline Jastrzemski, House of Highlights. I have a question for the NBA legend. If you were putting together an NBA boxing card with current players, who would you want to see on there?
That's a tough question. Well, Kendall Gill for one, because he's had some professional fights, so I definitely got to throw him on there. James Johnson, James Johnson, I think James Johnson's like a black belt, so I know he's got some training. Throw him on there. And like some legends like Charles Oakley, because I know he used to throw hands on a regular. One of my former teammates, Jerry Stackhouse, because he used to throw hands on the regular as well. So I'd probably put those guys on there, and then I'm gonna throw myself on there.
You just gonna leave out Nate Robinson like that?
Come on, man.
That's not necessary.
All right, here we are. This is the Schmo with the Schmo Zone. Question for Jake Paul. Yesterday at the media workout, you mentioned that Tyron Woodley's power was about a 4 out of 10. Have you been in touch with anyone who's had a 7 or greater out of 10?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've sparred with 3-time, 4-time world champions, professional boxers, guys who are bigger than me, heavyweights. I sparred a guy who's 6'9". Those dudes can crack, and that's why I said his power is 4 out of 10. You know, he won the UFC championship with that right hand. He hit me with it. I was off balance, yada, yada. First time I've been hit in a real fight. Cool, take it, no problem. Come back and win every single round after that. So that's why I give him a 4 out of 10.
Tyron, if you're a 4 out of 10, what is Jake to you for all the people that you felt?
I mean, to be honest, Jake was kind of running, so I would measure his track speed more than his punching power. So I give him a 10 out of 10 on his back pedal. He should probably be a cornerback.
I might actually go to the NFL after this, or NASCAR. I'm still debating.
Who's next?
Hi, Chris Maxwell with Sporting News. Tyron, yesterday during media workouts, Jake Paul had compared himself to potentially be the next Muhammad Ali. What is your reaction to that?
I mean, that's his goal. Like, I don't crush people's goals. Whatever this dude want to do, that's on him. Like Saturday night, I'm whooping his ass. So whatever his plans is, like that's one thing about me. I'm real. I'm not gonna bash, just to unnecessarily bash to sell a fight. If he got goals and he got ambitions, shit he want to do, then have at it. But Saturday, my goal and my mission is clear, and it's independent of his.
Back here in the back.
Josh Cassio, Fox 13. Tyron Woodley, if you win this fight...
Start using the right words around here.
When you win this fight, will there be a trilogy?
Let's just focus on the fight. I mean, shit, we can talk about a trilogy. We can talk about 4, 5, 6, 7 times. But, you know, if I don't get it done on Saturday, this conversation is off the table. So right now, I'm laser focused on Saturday night. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm more prepared than I was the last time. And the small adjustments I made in training, even before the fight was announced, I think those little small things are going to give me the victory.
Hey, Jake Donovan, BoxingScene.com. Amanda, I had a question. You said you had to eat your way to maintain lightweight throughout this camp. What's the one food you've enjoyed the most that you haven't been able to in past training camps?
Well, I was able to eat whatever I want. I mean, I had a nutritionist who made my dinners, but I guess I try to avoid bad foods, so chocolate chip cookies, like the real ones, the ones that comes out the oven. That's that's my craving.
Okay, very cool. And then my question for Miriam, do you find it crazy that you're going to now face arguably the 2 best pound-for-pound fighters in order to win a world title?
¿Te parece increíble que hayas tenido que enfrentar a las 2 mejores peleadoras de la actualidad para poder tener la oportunidad de ganar un título mundial?
Hombre, para eso estamos aquí, porque hemos trabajado para ello. Y la verdad es que es un honor poder pelear con las mejores.
That's the whole reason we're here, to fight the best, to go after the highest honor. And it is truly an honor to fight someone like Amanda and to fight the best and to be considered to fight the best.
We have one more.
Mike Straka, Big 8 Radio here in Tampa. Tyron, now that you're on this journey, would you recommend this journey for other MMA fighters like you've been to take on boxing and take on other paychecks after your career in MMA is somewhat over?
You know,
if they want to lose.
For me, he was talking to a man, let the child be quiet. For me, I've always been a trailblazer. I was the first one with the vlog. Make sure you guys check out Champ Camp. It's crazy right now. I was the first one that really entertained these ideas even before Conor did. I was talking about boxing before, and then actually my coach Dean Thomas was here, was talking about boxing before any MMA fighter was boxing. So my mind has always been ahead of the curve. I suggest people do what they are put here to do. Everybody will watch Instagram and internet, and they see something cool and they want to go and do it. Like, that's not what here. For one thing, this fight against Jake, I don't know what it is with this kid that makes me excited to train, that makes me want to get in the gym. And that's why this fight was important to me the first time, and that's why it's important this time. You know, whatever excites you and motivates you to go out there and do whatever God puts you on this earth to do and passionate about, do that. Every MMA fighter should box. Some MMA fighters should box. But they got to make that decision for themselves. So I'm not going out there, waving the banner for MMA. I'm not going out there waving the banner for anybody that want to see Jake get his butt kicked. I'm doing it for myself. And if anybody benefits from it after that, then, multiple birds with one stone. But do what you're supposed to do. Do what you got put you here for. Don't sit here and try to follow my footsteps.
Thanks, T-Wood. Jake, conversely, as T said earlier, you've proven your power in the ring. Would you ever consider taking an MMA fight?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I think it could happen.
You lie.
Why not? Why not?
You lie.
If I can learn how to box in 2 years and beat people like him, then why can't I learn how to do MMA
Let's
in
do
2
MMA
years
then.
and beat people like him?
Let's do MMA then.
So that's
After we
my
finish
answer. Is
boxing
it will happen at some point. 100%.
Let's do this MMA after we do this boxing stuff so I can elbow you in the head and knee you in the nugget.
So there you have it, folks.
Cap.
Paul versus Woodley. 2. They say it's all about leave, no doubt. Comes your way, Showtime pay-per-view, Saturday, December 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. Our first time back here in Tampa in 13 years, but we'll be at the Emily Arena. You can get tickets at emilyarena.com. Make sure you get them because we are expecting a sellout at that arena. Ladies, gentlemen, appreciate it. Let's get a face-off here, guys. Let's face off.
Yomar, Miriam, por favor, vamos a tener los careos, así que prepárense ahí atrás. Ahora les van a decir a dónde.
Yes, sir.
Look this way, please.
Go, guys. The back guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice looking through. Way to go, guys. Thank you. Anthony. Good? Yeah, we're good.
Thank you, everybody.
Now
Thank you. You got the car?
You guys have everything?
No, I gotta go back.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay. I can answer.
Yo, this we got a big baby. I want to go to shake.
I don't really have a reaction to it, you know? It's all just words. Actions speak louder. I already beat this guy. I got the ski mask on. It's a bank robbery. No problem. Business as usual.
Jake, I heard you say in all access you're going to make $250 million out of this sport. Where does that come from?
It's already coming in front of your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Massive pay-per-views. You know, I was the second highest paid fighter this year, only behind Canelo. And this is my second year of boxing. So the potential is massive, and there's big fights down the line. Mayweather, McGregor, Tyson, whoever it is, all of them, Canelo, whoever, anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Jake, I will have to ask. We spoke to Tyson Fury recently. He told you to go suck a dick. Have you got a response to that?
Yeah. No, I made a TikTok back to it. You guys got to peep it out.
Okay. Also, he said that Tommy Fury doesn't need you, doesn't define Tommy's career. Have you got a response to that as well? That's what Tyson said.
I highly disagree. You know, Tommy was fighting for $50,000 before that. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. You could build your career off of that, but you know, if you want to be a big name in this sport, you got to fight me.
If he takes a lower price, can that get rescheduled, you and Tommy?
Probably not. I really don't care about the kid. I'm sick of his name.
And just a final message to the UK fans who'll be tuning in on Fight TV pay-per-view to watch you and Tyrone go out again. Yeah, message to them.
Hey, under 5 rounds, be there. You know, you'll see a different Jake Paul this time. Actions speak louder than words. Let's get it.
Jake, what's the problem about you had a clip or an image of a fight? Could you elaborate on the fight that you got in there?
Shit, I don't even know. The problem about does whatever the hell he wants. I don't even know what clip's in there.
I think it was a Tyron Woodley knockout. He didn't, by any chance, is that this kind of?
Yeah, he's gonna get knocked out this fight. So we're foreshadowing.
Jake, you said up there that you would do an MMA fight. You said 100%.
Yeah, for sure I will.
You mean that?
Yeah, people seem to forget that, you know, I was a state wrestler in Division I in Ohio, one of the hardest wrestling states. And I don't see why, if I can do boxing at this high of a level, that I couldn't do MMA at this high of a level. You know, I'm going to go get coached up by Jav Mendez, Team Khabib, and that's
You've
that.
spoken to them?
Yeah, they're down.
Really?
100%.
Who would be the opponent?
Shit, I don't even know. I got to finish up. I got to go 10-0, 12-0 in boxing first, and then I'll hit that MMA fight.
Jake, what is next for you? You know, if you could list your next opponent, who would it be?
We will see. You know, it's too early to tell. And by the way, are they going to pull out of the fight last minute like Tommy Fury did? You know, I'm the YouTuber Disney kid, but somehow I'm the one that's up here doing these fights back to back to back. So I don't even know who's out there, and Tommy Fury's a dud, so we'll just visit the drawing books after I get this W.
So one thing people wanted to see was you face somebody who's classed as a boxer, which was what Tommy was. Is that what's most particularly frustrating for you with Tommy pulling out back? You didn't get the chance to face somebody who's seen as an actual pro boxer?
It is what it is. You know, Tyron's a harder opponent than Tommy, and I think anyone with a brain understands that. He's more experienced, has been in there longer, hits harder, stronger, faster. So people will respect the W no matter what.
Jake, it seems like when you enter it seems the fact that when you enter boxing, a lot of boxers criticize you, but over time those fighters have lost, like Clarissa Shields, Teofimo Lopez. You also comment that Tank also had a great performance. This list goes on. Do you feel like you have a curse against?
Yeah, 100%. The boxing guys want to see me win, and they're striking them down. So anyone who speaks up and says I'm bad for boxing, then it just doesn't make sense. Any way you slice it, I'm good for this sport. Bringing in new fans, what I'm doing for women's boxing, my charity, getting more kids involved, putting more gloves into the hands of kids. How can you argue? Fight or pay. The list goes on.
Hey, Jake.
All right, we're good. Sorry, guys. We have to cut it. Jake, we're good.
Does Tyron get the belt?
Good luck, man.
I didn't get one. These fucking YouTube, these fucking UK motherfuckers, man.
Guys, we're gonna bring Tyron over there. We're gonna do the same thing with
Yeah, GT, just a quick word.
Could be heavy,
just the fact that Tyron Woodley praised Rob yesterday as well today.
I told him thanks for that, man. It was, for some people that's hard to do, and even if it's not hard to do, they don't say it. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate him, spilling his heart like that out for the world to hear.
And he still, a huge monologue. He's great accreditations to the people that he works with, and all the people that. Overall, this journey of boxing for me started out. How great is to see where you're at and be part of this.
For me, I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed, covered, favored, however you want to put it. I'm gonna continue to work hard. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, so this is just like somewhere in the middle. So I'm on a journey, man, and this is just the middle.
And then overall, just quick predictions, seeing the fact that the fight's 2 days away.
I never predict, but my fighter's going for the knockout.
And overall, social media?
Social media, I'm on IG right now. It's at GT_the. THE_great, and then another underscore. It kicked me off, man. I had to start a new page. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm sorry.
What do you make of his outfit?
I didn't really get to see him. I mean, he gotta do all those shenanigans to just cool down the moment. I'm an OG. I've been doing this shit. What the fuck I'm gonna do with that belt, man? Let's be real.
Hey, Tyron, you've been a professional for a long time. There was a lot of press conferences. When you're dealing with Jake Paul, it's kind of like a whole circus, really.
I just stick to the facts.
Is it just a little bit annoying
I
for you
stick to the facts. Let him do his show. That's why y'all here, right? So why am I in this show? All I'm doing is sticking to the facts. He's getting his ass whipped on Saturday. That's all I need to really talk about.
Now that you fought Jake, where do you rank him on the fighters you faced in the UFC?
It's tough because it's boxing. I can't rank anybody. That was my first boxing fight, so it's similar because we're punching each other, but it's completely different. The round time is different. The clinching is different. The finishing, is way different. So the motherfucker hit the ground in MMA, you get on top of them and you just keep wailing until the referee peel you off. In boxing, you don't know if they're going to, let them continue or not. So I can't really compare it. That was my first boxing fight, so I can only compare him to that. And I think he's going to be a better fighter. Obviously, he's continuing to train. I'm a better fighter. When I look at him in the face-off, it looked like he want business. I want business, so you guys in for a treat on Saturday.
Tyron, Jake said that he would do MMA, that he would fight in MMA. Do you believe this?
Fucking alive. Let's do it then. If we want to, you want to make a bet? Let's make a bet. You want to fight MMA? Come and fight me. I came to boxing. I went up fucking a weight class and a half. Coming to MMA, we fight at middleweight, and you'll really see what it is.
Maybe the trilogy in MMA. Two boxing.
I don't care. I just want to keep beating them up.
Would you even meet in the middle like kickboxing?
This dude is coming out with the randoms. All right. Anybody else?
Are you at least a little bit, impressed by his overall skill set the first time you fought him?
No, guys, they got to go look back on what I said the first time. Look back what I said I was going to do. Look back what I said I felt like this fight. I said from the beginning, this is a real fight. This is not the YouTuber and MMA fighter. This is not the celebrity. This is not everything that's going on right now. This is a real fight. I said it's going to look like a real fight, and I said that from the beginning. It did look like a real fight. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't surprised. I knew it was going to be very similar to the way that it ended up going. I thought I got the victory this time around. I always did best in MMA with the minor. I mastered the minor. I had a PhD in figuring out how to get there a half a second faster than my opponent, how to make one small adjustment that made the difference. In this fight, you'll see that. You may not see it actually, but
you need a knockout and not have to go to the judges?
No, I'm going for a knockout, and if I go for a knockout for 8 rounds straight,
I should have inevitably get the win. But the knockout is what I passionately want. And I won't go out of, the experience tells me don't go out of your way, don't go crazy hunting for the knockout, because that's usually when you either don't get it, you exhaust your energy trying for it, and you walk into something that wasn't meant for you to get hit with.
How confident you are?
I'm really confident.
Tyron, do you think the perception of Jake has changed at all since like maybe the beginning of this year in some ways?
I mean, he got humbled. He really lost. Like, he's fighting this fight out of pride. He want to prove to everybody because he gives so many fucks about what people think. I get zero. I have none. I've been reaching around checking for him. I have not found one fuck to give about what people think about me. Think about before this fight. You know what I mean? I wasn't the fucking ambassador or, you know what I mean, all of the MMA. Some people really didn't fuck with me. They didn't know me. This gave people a chance to get to know me and get to know what I stood for. So now people who are bantering behind me because, one, they don't want to see this motherfucker with him. They're tired of the gravy train with him. Two, they say, you know what, I should fuck with this dude. I like what he stands for. He a real dude. So for me, it's always been the same. Like, I can't really speak on what he's doing, his mindset, but I know he cares too much. And his pride can get him in trouble, and it's going to do so on Saturday.
Tyron, you're talking about his pride and stuff like that, but, you know, when you took the loss, a lot of people in the MMA community kind of looked at him like, damn, you know, Tyron Woodley, the future Hall of Famer, we expected him to win. Did your pride take a little bit of a hit from taking that loss?
I thought I won, but at the end of the day, you know, humility is the one thing that keeps you in this game. And if you find a way to maintain that, that's how you have longevity. So humility showed me that I had more work to do, which I already knew, and I got back to it.
In terms of how you feel about your opponent's like or dislike, do you like him anymore or dislike him anymore?
I can't like him because I got to fight him. You know, in MMA, we just get too buddy-buddy. Everybody want to give Wendell love and hug and kiss after the fight. No, fuck that. We scrapped it. You saw at the end of the first fight, I wasn't coming to kumbaya with him. No, I beat your ass. Let's do it again. I think I got to stay in that mindset. And some guys in our sport have done that, and it's enabled them to separate, you know, the respect you may have from them and the respect for the victory you need to get. So for me, no, I don't hate him. I have no feelings towards him. I don't dislike him. I'm indifferent about him. But I hate that he thinks he can beat me, and I hate that he can walk around and say he did.
What was going through your mind with your tattoo?
Let everybody else get a question, but man, you being like the question hard.
When you were getting your finger tattooed, what were you thinking? Like, what was going through your mind as you're sitting there?
Khabib would say this is the number one bullshit.
Tyron,
shout out to Khabib too.
Matt Tucker fight on TV.
Why you be having your tripod higher taller than you, man? You be scaring me. I don't even be knowing who be asking the question.
Hey, hashtag Short King Nation. But anyways,
what's your name?
Matt Tucker.
Matt Tucker.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
Yeah. So
put respect on it.
Respect. Do you have any worries about not getting a fair judging decision after the last fight?
Man, Cleveland was his hometown, and you know, I started thinking like, damn, if I was a judge in a commissioning body, I don't know that Cleveland has ever had a boxing match of that magnitude in the city, ever in the history of Cleveland. If I'm looking at a close round, which there are many close rounds, I'm an edge towards Jake, and that's a shitty thing to have to think about, but, you know, let's be real. This sport is not, you know, everybody that's judging don't box. They may not even know what the fuck they're watching. They may let the crowd and the cheers sway them a certain direction. So this time I feel like if I win every moment, if I win the exchange, if I win the wing, if I win the cutoff battle, if I win the counter battle, if I make him evade punches, if I press him, if I win each moment, you know what I mean? It's going to, one, open up a knockout for me. Two, it should give a clear and decisive judging for each round.
Woodley, overall with the last fight, I know there was like a steroid drug testing thing.
Yeah, they testing this time. They didn't test last time. I don't care what nobody say.
How's the drug testing situation for this?
I mean, to be honest, think about this. I'm already going to fight him. He can be on horse, fucking steroids, tranquilizer, it don't matter. I'm going to fight him. We won't find out to the results and afterwards. And if it tests positive that he was on drugs, it doesn't matter. My plan is to get the victory. And if I lose, I'm not going to be like I lost because of that. I just think that the playing field should be even. I feel like when your time is done in the sport, you should be done. I feel like if you feel like you need an extra advantage, go for an extra run. Train a little bit harder. Wake up earlier. Go to sleep. Wake up earlier and fucking really take your time valuable. So I feel like God made boxing and mixed martial art and all these sports so unique that everybody can kind of find their window. You may not be a power puncher. You may be a volume puncher. All right, you may have good combination, or you may be a one-hitter quitter. Find your niche. You shouldn't be injecting drugs into your body to try to get an edge. I think that's some bitch ass shit, to be honest.
Tyron, aside from all the shenanigans and everything, do you think that some of what he's done has some merit, giving fighter's opportunity to make more
I
money,
don't know.
that type of deal.
Like I can't feel a way about him. I don't know. I don't know his intent. I don't know his purpose. You know what I mean? There's so much show going on with him. All I can focus on is Saturday night. He thinks he can beat me. I'm going to beat his ass. Everything else, I just really got to put to the wayside. If it's his real intent, kudos, come on. You know what I mean? But let's not act like we don't know how taxes work. When you're donating extra purse money, you know what I mean? It could be a low-key way of, managing his tax liability. So, but I'm not an accountant. And that's not my job.
Aside from that stuff, though, I mean, like, the opportunities, maybe it's giving fighters more of an idea, like maybe MMA fighters who are in the UFC.
I mean,
maybe
fighters in general, they
should
should start saying, I'm the fucking fighter. Fuck y'all. Y'all can't make the show without us. Y'all can't put on a show without us. We understand. We appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate the platform. We appreciate the pay to go out there and show people our skills, but it's still us showing our skills. Sometimes we fall in love with the promotion and the promoter and the people that are putting on the show too much, and we forget who we are. We forget how important the fighters. Without fighters, there's no fucking show. And I think maybe that intrigues some different thought processes of these guys to recognize how valuable we are and really start to see their value. So if that's what it's doing, then kudos to it.
Would you advocate then for a fighters union?
Man, when I was at the top, nobody was really fucking with the way I was moving because I didn't budge, I didn't kiss pinky rings, and I did what I thought, and I did what I believed. Do I feel like I'm gonna kumbaya with my ops? The people that was talking shit about me, the people that was trained by promotion to sit on the press conference and bash me and find everything? No, it's not gonna happen. There's no unity. You gotta have a unity for a union. So once the fighters recognize that, yeah, I can want to fight you. Did I want to fight Nick Diaz and Bisbing and GSP and Carlos Khan and Robbie Rock? Absolutely yes. But it's because I respected them. I was really fans of them. And I really thought they were the best. And I wanted to prove myself I was the best. It's a way we can do that until this fight, but still have that respect. And at the end of the day, when we say, hey, you know what? If it's us versus them, without us, it's no fucking fight. Let's rally up and let's do that. Until that happens, I mean, all that's going to happen is me go out there and say what I say and mean what I say, and everybody else going to go in the corner and be quiet, and then they're going to throw the black flag on me. So I'm out for my bread. I'm out for my family, and that's what the union. I'm unionizing my family, so my grandkids will never have to work a day in their life. Yeah, I'm ready. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Matt.
You all right, dude?
Thank you. Tyron Woodley.
Ding.
If you guys haven't seen,
He's like I grew up watching him. He literally
Always gotta show you love.
Stick around, bro. Stick around, bro. I got you. I got one more guy. I got him afterwards. No, I got him. You get him.
Yeah, if you get before me, no, you can go.
Yeah, I'm just looking for my mic.
No, you can go.
I'm looking for I lost my mic.
To get people out of here?
Yeah.
Cool, we're gonna see Anthony Taylor going.
Hey guys, no more movies.
No. Where did Jake go? I don't know. He's probably doing like I don't know.
He's going to go finally get this.
When I was younger.
Whatever it takes to get you know, and then other people see, you know, what they're doing, you know,
They had a lot of like scenes that big of a deal right there was like another.
What's up, bro? What's going on? What's up, man? You shoot?
I'm waiting. Truth be told, I was like, what? How you gonna believe it? How's he gonna believe that? Yeah, I was
What you guys high school diploma, my black belt certificates, everything. They took it off. I had the first pair of Adidas, my first size. I just gotta figure it out. Yeah, man. I'm trying to Yeah, man. Because you know George Vera's father used to film us. George Vera, his father used to film us. Yeah, he used to have their own ugly big cameras, remember? So he used to have us. So we used to go and see him. We had pictures. A couple of pictures that I had and everything like that. I had them all in location. And they took my whole thing. I had moved. That's when I just became a father. I was 16 years old. I lived with my girl. And I lived in Brownsville. First time, you know, this week. I got this Brownsville. They took my first pictures. My first gi, everything.
where you going? Right outside.
What's up, champ?
Hey,
how you doing? You good? Y'all ready to rumble? That's what's up. What up, my dog? How you? I'm good, man. How you doing? Shit, you know? Yeah. I'm in there. Almost 4 years. Almost 4 years. Yeah, I'm on the car. Hey, I had a son, so I just like chill, let my son grow. Yeah, now it's been a whole year. I ain't seen him too much. So yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 34. Yeah.
The fever back now?
Yeah, man. I've been in the gym with training Jake and all that, so I've been sparring. I'm like, yo.
Might as well, right?
I'm like, damn.
Where you living at? Where you at?
In Puerto Rico.
Like the 100 level platform? Or you deliver when you come in?
I'm good. No. You know, we streams do all this.
Oh yeah. I got that. And Puerto Rico too. I don't miss it.
Just to do a quick interview. We're done or we're good? We have to go. Hey.
Oh no, wait, did you?
Do you want to do one real quick? Yeah, let's do one real quick. Yeah, let's knock it out real quick. I appreciate you, man. I'm sorry.
You good, bro? Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. What's going on, Anthony?
Good. I'm good, man. Last time I saw you was at the last fight. You see how I remember you, man.
I mean, you know, maybe it's the fro.
Hey, man, look, man. See, I always remember people's faces. I actually watched your interview. I liked it, by the way.
We're always going to show you love, you know? And more importantly, showing love right now, I wanted to kind of talk and promote your fight coming up. How excited you are to be back in the ring.
Oh, man, I feel good, man. Even though I'm on the prelims, it's okay. Handle business with Chris Avila, then jump back on the pay-per-view. It's okay.
Now, just want to elaborate for some of the boxing fans who may not, you know, you spoke a little bit about the bad blood back, then with the whole Diaz camp and things like that. Was that just because of the animosity of, like, the decisions that was made?
Absolutely. Long story short, I beat Chris Avila in the cage. Nate didn't like the fact that I won, and I was showboating in the backstage. Nate ran up on me, swung on me. I swung on Nate. His group clashed with my group. Bellator style broke us up. Ever since then, the whole animosity between us has been really bad blood. You got Chris Avila thinking he a big bad boy like Nate, but he's not. I'm here to show the world, hey, I'm the serious boxer. I'm changed. I'm not the same fighter that you saw when I fought Tommy Fury.
And I guess more importantly, you're fighting someone your size and your dimensions, and someone like obviously in your MMA career, you guys were matched accordingly. Tommy Fury was
correct,
a way bigger guy. In the sense he was supposed to fight, you know, Jake.
Right.
So in this, we get to see an opportunity, or the opportunity to see you perform and doing things.
Right. Tommy did a good job against me. He had a good game plan. He executed his game plan, but fortunately, he looked bad on his part. Hopefully, we get a rematch since Tommy made Jake fight Woodley in a rematch. I think it'd be fair if they make Tommy fight me in a rematch, obviously.
Now, going into this fight, just being the fact that you're coming off a professional boxing match and things like that, is he kind of, I guess, underestimating you? I guess he was...
Absolutely. He has that stigma of I'm a bad boy, I'm a gangster, anybody can get it. Everybody underestimates me because of my height and what I've achieved in my career. Everybody's going to do that, and it's okay because I define the odds. I've always been that guy who defines the odds. You can't shackle me down or hold me. You can't break me. Only time I quit is when I choose to quit. No one can make me quit. And coming into this fight, I feel well nourished. I feel well rested. Overall, I just feel amazing about this fight.
And seeing the fact that the last fight had controversy and the rounds constantly being shortened and shortened and shortened. In this, how many rounds is this fight? Or is this a kind of a same situation?
Oh, no, this is 8 3-minute rounds.
Ooh.
8, so you guys get to see the full Pretty Boy Taylor. And then after this fight, I'm coming for you, Adrian Browner.
Okay.
Get ready, AB. Get ready. I DM'd you. So answer my DMs. Let's make it happen in the summertime on Showtime pay-per-view on the Jake Paul undercard.
What was the message specifically, if you don't mind me asking?
Hey man, I just want to take your record. I want to take your L, bro. Add another number to your loss. Just because, man, I've been admired to what he's done in the sport, but now I went from a cub to a lion. I'm here to take his throne.
Well, right before I let you go for the social media, I know you always put on a great show. You always entertain the fans. I'm really excited to see you this Saturday. So where can we follow you if we want to get a little bit more action leading up to the fight?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, Anthony_PrettyBoy, Twitter, Anthony_ForReal, Facebook, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor, TikTok, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. And if you can't find none of that, just Google me, baby, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor.
Awesome, appreciate it.
Anytime, my brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Anthony, just quickly, you can do something. 2 minutes? 2 minutes?
No, we love that to get it done. Yeah. And then what about the others?
nothing. And so, I mean, I was actually at the last Jake Paul fight.
Tied.
Who's all
Sure. What? Yeah. You know. Yeah. Okay.
I won't take too much of your
That's
time.
okay. What's your FightHype? I have. Yeah, I don't remember your hair, but okay.
I might have had a hat on.
Maybe. Yeah, possibly.
So, first off, I just wanted to just say how excited are you? The fact that your son's back in the ring and...
It's a little soon for Mom, but it's okay. I'm excited for Jake. Because he loves it. He wants to be back in the ring, wants to prove himself, and he's going to get it done.
Now, originally when I first met you, we talked about the Woodley fight, and you were saying that this is going to be his toughest fight up to date. Seeing that after he performed and beat Woodley, do you feel a lot more comfortable and confident that in this rematch than the first fight when it was first announced a long time ago?
I don't know if I would say I feel more comfortable, because fighting is fighting. Any boxing match can go one way or the other. I feel that Jake has grown exponentially, learning from that last fight. That last fight was a learning experience for him. We all knew it was going to be. We figured it would go pretty far into the match, so the fact that it went 8 rounds, I mean, it was just really, really good experience for Jake. He'd never done that before. I mean, sparring is one thing, but, getting in there and being home at Cleveland with a sold-out stadium and lots of pressure, and he still got it done, it was amazing. But this fight, again, it's also different. Tyron's different. He learned a lot, Jake learned a lot, and it's just going to be put to the test.
And just recapping back in Cleveland, like looking at the arena being completely sold out practically to the roof, seeing all the people, LeBron James, talking about, I wish I was there, just getting all that notoriety back at Cleveland.
It was crazy. I was so proud of Jake. He did it. He did it himself with his company and his people and team, and, kudos to all of them. It was really amazing.
And seeing that Jake was originally supposed to fight Tommy Fury, was there any disappointment seeing that, there was some sort of criticism saying that he went from fighting an MMA fighter to fighting someone who on record is considered a boxer?
Yeah. In the beginning it was, when I first learned from a friend of mine, shout out Megan, I didn't know. I was early morning, I didn't watch Instagram yet, I'm busy doing whatever, and my friend texts me and says, why is Jake fighting Woodley? What happened to Fury? And I was like, no, it must be a typo. She's like, no, it's on Jake's Instagram. I'm like, what? So I was like, just the change and going back, and I, really didn't want him to fight Tyron again. That was kind of like in the past, and in my opinion.
Why
Proof Tyron didn't do what he was supposed to do. So, this is a privilege for him to get this rematch. He's supposed to get that tattoo that night, and I want to make it very, very clear to the public that tattoo artist went to his locker room and they kicked her out. So Tyron saying that he sat around waiting for that to happen, that is BS, big time. That tattoo artist stood right next to me, and she was very upset and very mad that they wouldn't let her tattoo Tyron, and she said, he was rude to her. So, whatever his reasons were, that's his thing, but don't go out there making all this stuff up. And then you waited a month. So this is a privilege for Tyron. Good for him. It's great. There is questions, right? Leave no doubt. So we're gonna do it.
And not overlooking the opponent, Tyron, because he's obviously a very tough fighter, and there was a lot of great highlights throughout the fight.
Sure.
Your son spoke of maybe potentially fighting like a Nate Diaz in the future, and Nate Diaz is here. Not sure, if he's gonna come across and pass with Jake, but is that something that you and your son have talked? Has he vocalized that?
No, he's said his name a bunch of times, but I don't know who Nate Diaz is.
Oh, okay.
I never followed the fight game before this, other than, Mike Tyson. So I just know there's a lot of crappy talk back and forth, and again, that's what boxing's about, I guess. So I just stay focused probably, as much as I can on what's happening now.
And then just my last a couple questions. I appreciate the time as always.
Yep.
You mentioned the name Mike Tyson, which happens to be mentioned a lot with your other son,
Yeah.
Logan.
Sure.
And how true are those rumors or talks? It's like, I think Kemster was on Twitter talking about there's a possibility of that going down. And does that give you nerves hearing that maybe your son might be...
Yeah, it would, but I don't know. I don't really see it going down. I think I don't know. I guess it could. Anything's possible. I never would have thought Logan would fight.
Mayweather.
Yeah, whatever his name is. But, who's also out there lying, saying that it wasn't a real fight, which is also BS.
Really?
But, if people have to lie to make themselves feel better, that's fine. Having said that, love Mike Tyson. It would be an exhibition. Maybe it is scary. Mike's a beast, and has a very powerful punch. I don't care how old he is, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really.
Did you ever talk to your son? I grew up watching Mike, so I don't know.
His dad has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he?
Yeah, his dad was like, I don't know. I'd be kind of nervous about that fight. It'd be kind of cool because he was. We watched him fight, and but I don't know.
Mike speaks highly of his sons, he likes them. How cool is that?
He called Logan on the phone, and I got to say hi to him. So.
Oh, really?
It felt good.
And he just said nice things and spoke and proud of each other.
It was all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the time as always.
Of course.
I'm excited for the fight coming up this Saturday. So
go, Jake.
I wish you guys the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Take care.
I want you to keep from but I spoke to him.
I've been able to go 4 times in
I'm not about to put pussy though,
Can you go to UFC and negotiate them off each other?
Nah, I gotta fight out my contract before I can do that, which would be 3 more fights.
3 more.
Yeah. Championship clause.
All right, I'm here with the Bellator champ himself, AJ Mckee. How's it going?
Good. Another day in paradise, man. How you doing?
Great. I didn't get a chance to talk with you on your explosive win, and I got to see that from home, seeing up close the champ. Just how great has that been? That win been? And has everything been?
Oh man, it's a blessing. Just nothing but thankful. Happy it went the way it did. Quick, easy. A lot of hard work went into that camp. Just being prepared, I felt like that fight was won before the fight, I would just say this entire journey, getting up into that moment. Like I said, 4 for 4, all finishes, If you're better, you should have made some big bread listening to what I was telling you. So yeah, man, it was a fun journey. I'm the champ now, so, I know I'm that target now, so just look at who it is to take out next, I know Borix is on the line. We got Pitbull who wants his rematch. So for me, at the end of the day, I don't really care who it is. We get the name, and I take them out.
And just seeing that you had a tremendous performance like that, is there any possibility of jumping up and weight? Because I know the fans always do
Definitely.
that. You win, you do
champ. I already said it. Honestly, I said I was going to be the first champ before Conor did it.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to it, man. That's a goal. I feel like that was Pitbull's only leverage into a rematch, was having the 155-pound title. So now that he no longer has that title, at the end of the day, I'm still chasing the Pitbull. So, you know what I mean? May this race begin.
Do you feel like sometimes, because fans could be extremely fickle, and they would say, well, he caught him on a certain day and things of that nature?
Bro got finished 3 times in 2 minutes, dog. If you know mixed martial arts, come on, bro. Another 5 seconds, not even 2 seconds holding on that choke, he'd have been pancaked on his face. So, hey, let's get that rematch. You know what I mean? Same fight, different result, but I promise you it's going to be the same result with a different result, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, man, I dreamt knocking him out. So I'm looking forward to doing it again. The way it happened in the dream wasn't the way it actually happened. So.
And it was cool because I think when I first met you, it was in New York. They had that big rollout carpet, and they had everyone, you know, and you had a tough road to get to that position, you know. And now that you're on top, I have to ask you now, since you know so much about the martial arts, you're a champion, you know, dethroned great fighters. Your friend Anthony Taylor, you know, is back here. We're out here showing support. There's a little bad blood going on, you know, from previous histories, obviously. Just want to get your take on that fight and just in a boxing match.
Ant's gotten me in more shit with. I personally almost kind of had beef with Nate because of Ant.
Oh, really?
It's like Nate Nixon, my favorite fighter since I was a kid, but man, whatever, you know, it is what it is type shit. But when disrespect is disrespect, you know what I mean? That's where the line is drawn. So at the end of the day, they're gonna go in there and do their thing, and outside of the cage, you know, just keep the respect mutual, or ring, I'm sorry, but same difference, you know, outside of the ring, cage, wherever we're actually being professional athletes, like, I expect them to keep themselves professional outside of that, you know, so that's just where it should be, and outside of that, man, you know, it's body shot versus everybody, what's up?
And I guess more importantly, a lot of people don't, I guess, recall when he had his boxing match, Anthony, he fought someone extremely taller, bigger frame, you know, practically had to jump up in weight and size and everything. He's facing someone his size and that and stature. How great has he been with his boxing leading up to this fight? Have you had a chance to see it, or?
Definitely. Ant's been in the gym, you know. That's one thing I will say. He's been in the gym. He's been training. Ant's got a mouthpiece out of this world. He's very entertaining to listen to, and entertaining to watch as well, you know. So he's gonna go out there and go get another win, you know. Team Body Shop all the way to the top, 2-0, and put this icing on the cake, you know. LA versus Stockton, whatever y'all want to call it, but it's big LA, baby.
And then I guess ultimately I just wanted to ask, you know, because you were also at the Paul Woodley 1, just wanted to see if you see any type of changes or different outcomes happening, or the same thing leading to this rematch.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm looking forward to it. Just know that I'm gonna be watching. I'm looking forward to it. It's the same thing, you know what I mean? Obviously, I've known Woodley since I was a kid, and Ant being cool with Jake, you know what I mean? It's a weird tie in between it all, but like I said, business is business, and they're gonna go in there and put on a great show for everybody to enjoy, and that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? Taking care of the fans and giving them a great show.
And just my last question before I let you go. Without seeing who wins, do you see it potentially ending in a stoppage? If that's okay, man.
I always hope for a stoppage, just because that's what the fans want to see, but I don't want nobody to get hurt. So,
fair,
you know what I mean?
fair.
Fair. Like, I'm a fair guy, bro. Like, so, I'm excited, man. I think 2 days from now, I think a lot of people are excited, you know what I mean? That first fight could have went either way, you know what I mean? Jake got rocked a little, Woodley got rocked a little, so round 2, let's do it.
Awesome. And for the fans, follow you on social media to get more updates.
AJ Mckee, 101, one and the only one, to the top.
Awesome. Thank you, champ.
Anytime. Thank you.
Absolutely. If you're wearing that, you gotta absolutely. 100%. Like the guy I'm fighting, he's just like Tommy. He doesn't promote, and Tommy didn't promote.
I don't know what you call him, but he trained in the Berry on Staten Island. He was coming away from
Test. Hello, fight fans. At 3 o'clock, we're doing one-on-one interviews, and we need to clear this room, please. Everybody, if we can please have you start making your way towards the exits. Thanks very much.
All right, let me flip this joint. All right, y'all, let me get this banner going. So, this is the closing, the ending credits. Appreciate you guys always tuning in over here at FightHype, as always. My boy Rock just came in town. He's at tons and tons and tons of videos over at FightHype, so he's going to be helping getting a whole bunch of content throughout this week. As you can see, if you're just jumping in, Paul Woodley 2 says it in the title. They're doing a rematch with Amanda Serrano, you know, and if she gets past her opponent, which is a tough opponent, there's the potential of Katie Taylor and her going down finally, since they had their fight originally scheduled. So, but
more importantly, we got another great fight on there, Frank Gore, you know, Darian Williams of basketball, NBA versus NFL. This is going to be a fun card overall, but with all the interviews, all the highlights, they're already being posted right now from the chief at the headquarters right now. And just stay tuned. We got a whole bunch of content throughout this week, so you don't want to miss all this stuff. We got the weigh-in tomorrow, so stay tuned. We got the early morning weigh-ins, and then we got the ceremonial weigh-ins, and then after that, we got fight night. So it's going to be going down here in Tampa Bay. So it's going to be on Showtime pay-per-view. And then we got my boy Sean, who's going to be doing the score round by round. If you guys haven't seen it, he's you probably heard his voice all the time. Sean Sattel, he's going to be on there doing round by round, giving his takes on the fights on that card. And then we'll be live at the post and getting reactions and interviews as always. So appreciate you always staying locked in. It's going to be, like I said, the ending credits. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and just stay locked. We got a lot more content for you guys.